Overwhelming majority have gone their way up until the last two nights. Two left before the break. Enough time to finish the first half strong. It's a beautiful night for a ball game at Nationals Park, and the Nats need a win to stay above 500. They want some momentum going into the All-Star break. It's there for the taking tonight and tomorrow. Bob and FP, welcome to the ballpark. It's been an unusual homestand. The Nats have a winning record. The starters hang in there as number 6 in the league, at least the whole staff. But at times they've been doing it with mirrors because there have been some struggles here lately.
Well, maybe they're hitting the wall. Anytime you get close to the All-Star break, you could make that case for the starting rotation. But if you remember early in the season, 36 of the first 37 games, they went at least 5 innings or more. And you just said the starting pitching ERA, 3.60. That's 6th best in the National League. Last year at this time, the starting staff, 4.58. So a 0.78 difference, the second biggest in all of baseball. So they've been good this season, and they're only human. They're hitting the wall a little bit.
And 2 years ago at this time, Jason Marquis was on his way to 15 wins as an all-star with the Rockies, but he's coming off an outing where he only got 4 outs last time.
Yeah, 42 pitches, but like we've seen in the past, hopefully he's strong tonight, gets his sinker down the strike zone and recovers.
And, of course, Ubaldo Jimenez nowhere near what he was doing a year ago. He was on his way to 15 wins at the All-Star break, not just the entire season. It's been a struggle this time around.
Don't let the numbers fool you with Ubaldo Jimenez. He is coming on strong since June. Opponent's average away from Coors Field, just 154. His ERA away from Coors Field, 2.47. So Ubaldo likes pitching on the road.
He's been tough on the Nats in his career, and if you get a lead late, there are closers. Drew Storn has 22 saves. Houston Street has 25. Street has 59% of his team's wins saved. And for Storn, 49% for the Nats. And by Navy Federal Credit Union. A loan from Navy Federal makes car buying easy. Visit NavyFederal.org to calculate your payment. Warm night at the ballpark. It's been a beautiful day in our nation's capital. Clear skies. And as we check our game time conditions, 90 degrees. Visit Train.com for an independent Train comfort specialist dealer near you. It's hard to stop a train. This series, now that Troy Tulowitzki's in the lineup for the Rockies, and we'll set that for you in a moment, is back in there. Debbie Taylor, Long Beach State is well represented here in our nation's capital.
Oh, that's right, Bob. There's such a rich tradition of ball players coming out of Long Beach State. Tonight is the first night these two take the field against each other. Troy Tulowitzki thinks a lot of Danny Espinosa and vice versa.
You got a second baseman that really should be a shortstop, in my opinion. You know, he has a great arm, a lot of range, but you know the power is there that you don't see from second base. So he's one of the rare second basemen with power. You can put him in that group with the Uglas and the Utleys, the guys with power from that position. So it's only 3 guys right there. So that proves that he's better than a lot of them.
Just the way he carries himself when he's playing. I always talk about when a guy steps on the field, you don't have to see him when he's on the field. You feel his presence when he's on the field, and I feel that's the type of guy he is, and he plays the game the right way. And when I was growing up watching him at Long Beach, that's what I tried to be, was like him, was because of the fact that he played the game the right way, and I wanted to be known like that.
Troy told me too, when I told him what Danny said about him, he said that's the ultimate compliment a player can get from a fellow major leaguer. The two of them learning to play baseball the right way at Long Beach State. Bob, FP.
I love Danny saying, I watched him when I was growing up. Danny Espinosa is 2 years younger than Troy Tulowitzki, but they are both outstanding. Rockies are hitting .252, 8th in the league. They're 6th in runs and 5th in homers, and Tulowitzki's back in there. Most home runs among major league shortstops. He's hit 17 this year, 8th in the league. He's also 8th in RBIs. And he is really the inspiration in the clubhouse and between the lines for this Colorado ball club, facing a former teammate, Jason Marquis. 2 years ago as a Rocky, 15-13 in 33 starts, went to the All-Star game. And the durable Marquis that year threw 216 innings.
Yeah, Marquis coming off a rough outing in Anaheim and a rougher outing last time out against Pittsburgh. Worst outing of the year, 42 pitches in an inning and a third against Pittsburgh last Sunday. Allowed 7 runs on 8 hits. Pittsburgh scored 3 in the first and 4 in the second. So, he'll let you know early if he's got his good two-seam fastball. If it's going down in the zone, we'll keep an eye on the ground ball meter with Jason Marquis. But a lot of times, Bob, we've been talking about it. You come off a tough outing with only 42 pitches, you're very fresh the next time out. Well, defense behind Jason Marquis tonight for the Nationals. Nix, Bernardina, and Worth in the outfield. Desmond and Zimmerman on the left side. Espinosa and Morris on the right side. And Jesus Flores doing the catching.
Yeah, Jesus gets the start tonight behind the plate. Nats throw the ball around the horn to Jason Marquis. He will face a tough lineup, but tonight the Rockies will be without Carlos Gonzalez. And FP, why he bunted last night, you suspected he was banged up, and that's exactly what happened. He's not in there today. Yeah,
Jim Tracy told him, I want you to bunt. I need you on defense. We have a 1-run lead. I need my best defense on the field. So we were wondering why he bunted. Then we figured it was his wrist, and yeah, his wrist is barking.
7:08 in our nation's capital for first pitch, and that's a fastball high in the zone. As called by 22-year veteran and the crew chief Jerry Lane, Brian Knight, Hunter Wendelstedt, and Bob Davidson have the bases tonight. Rockies are 42-47, and a bouncer up the middle. Desmond to his left. Tough play, can't come up with it. Probably a base hit for Spielborgs. Ryan comes into that at bat hitting only .214, and he gets a game-opening knock.
He and Desmond go a long way for this ball. This was just nicely placed. A chopper up the middle. And Desmond gets the in-between hop, tries to stay soft with it. Looked like he was going to do the inside pivot throw, but Spielborgs is so fast, I think he beats that either way.
Rockies don't do a whole lot of running. They're 11th in the league in stolen bases. Mark Ellis, the second baseman, is an experienced batman who can handle that thing and move it around the field with a runner on. And a lot of hitting room on the right side. Marquis misses inside. Now Ellis, since coming to the Rockies, 11 for 32 in 8 games. But he's 0 for his last 10. So he was 11 for his first 22 when he came over from Oakland, where he was hitting .217 for the A's in 62 ball games. And Marquis misses with another fastball, 2-0.
Yeah, but where did he miss? Down. Missed down on the first pitch to Ellis, missed down on the second pitch to Ellis. If you remember the barrage from the Pirates the first 2 innings last time out, he was up with everything. So although they weren't strikes, it's a good sign for Jason Marquis. He's got good movement on that two-seamer.
And that might have been ball 3 inside, but Ellis was hacking. When the foul ball makes it 2-1.
That's one of those when you start your swing, it's right down the middle, and as soon as you commit and get your hands in the strike zone, look at the late movement on this pitch. Well, Mark Ellis sees a fastball right down the middle. Watch where this ends up. Man. So far so good from Jason Marquis. He's got the great movement back on his two-seamer tonight.
That's a double ouch. Your hands because of where the ball hit the bat, and then the foul went right off your leg. 2-1. Flores sets up outside corner. Runner goes. Hitting count and running count. Michael Morse takes care of that easy out, but the Rockies get their runner down to second base. Todd Helton coming in, then Tulowitzki, and Jason Marquis in 3 starts has done well against the National League West. Microscopic ERA and a 2-0 record. The Rockies have won 9 of their last 11 here. Ouch. 3 runs or fewer. 10 wins in that category by the Nationals. So Marquis has pitched well against the Giants, a complete game, at Arizona and at San Diego. He goes with the slider and misses down and into Todd Helton.
That might have been a little early cross up for a battery that hasn't been together yet this year. Get the sign straight, get the sequence right.
Pudge on the bench this evening. Still on the DL, just kind of waiting things out, hoping that oblique stops barking, feels better. They had an interesting scenario in St. Louis last night. Tony La Russa started his backup catcher, but he put Yadier Molina's name on the lineup card, making Molina ineligible to play as an extra man. So sometimes things get a little crossed up regarding catchers or other position players.
Or just the lineup in general. That's why we've shown Davey Johnson a bunch of times checking it once, checking it twice, making sure you got all the right guys in order. That's the last thing you do as a manager. You tape that card up in the dugout on the wall, and then you have the other card. You see it hanging out the side right there. That's the one the umpires get, and they have to match.
And of course the Nationals had a scenario in San Diego last year where the wrong pitcher was on the lineup card.
Well, that one's just called a late night by the skipper. Something like that happens when you put the wrong starting pitcher out there.
Well, I did notice the bench coach, Ted Simmons, is no longer with the Padres this year. That was quite a snafu, and the Nats were there for that, and it was quite an interesting situation. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Todd Helton, who's hitting .325 against right-handed pitchers this year, and that's the 4th highest for any hitter in the National League. He's 6th in the league overall at .314. And here are Marquis and Flores trying to get together again.
And Jason Marquis is a guy that likes to work fast, put the signs down, be on the same page. And right now, these guys are anything but on the same page.
Runner at second, 1 out. Danny Espinosa short right field on a shift. Not a full shift because Desmond is still on the left field side of second base, and somebody has to keep Todd Helton close to, or rather Ryan Spilborghs close to second base. Helton's a good enough hitter. You put 3 guys on one side of the infield, he'll roll one right through shortstop for a base hit and an RBI. Marquis misses with a changeup, and Todd Helton adds to his .394 on base percentage. 2 on, 1 out, and danger stepping in with Troy Tulowitzki. .290 career hitter. He's surpassed 100 career home runs this year. He's gone 9 beyond that.
And guy that grew up idolizing Derek Jeter, and I'm sure he watched the whole thing evolve in New York today. Congratulations to Derek Jeter, his 3,000th hit. And wouldn't you know, it would be a home run.
That was amazing.
I guess you really wouldn't know it was going to be a home run. But everything that guy does just has the magic touch, and the guy in the batter's box right now looks up to him. Probably his favorite player. That's why he wears the number 2.
Well, the Rockies had him signed through the year 2014. Then they tacked a 6-year extension on top of that. He is signed for 9 more years after this year for this ball club. That's how much they think of Troy Tulowitzki. Marquis low and away with a slider, and the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. So Jason in hot water early.
And looking for a ground ball. Tulowitzki can run a little bit, but he's nursing a right quad. That's why he didn't play last night. So there was question whether he would play today, if he was going to go. And the Colorado Rockies need this guy in the lineup to be successful. So he's the kind of guy that's not going to sit out too many games with an injury.
Marquis on a great pitch locked him up, and that's a swinging strike. 1-2. Tulowitzki, one of those modern big shortstops. He stands 6'3", goes about 215, 220. 7th overall player taken in the draft back in 05.
Now, this is the slowest I've seen Jason Marquis work all season long. They are trying to get on the same page, trying to get a tempo going out there. And they are just not in sync at all.
Oh, my gosh, here goes Flores for the 3rd time. Danny Espinosa is going to come in as well, maybe to try to keep things smooth. And Steve McCatty scratching his brow.
I mean, there's not a whole lot to talk about. You can go first sign, you go last sign, you go first sign after 2. You go ahead in the count, it's this sign. Behind in the count, it's this sign. Even in the count, it's this sign. I mean, there's not a whole lot of options. Now, imagine when you have a battery that hasn't worked together that much. Just keep it simple.
One and 2 now with 1 out. Tulowitzki will pop it up on the infield. Over on the left side for the foul ball, Ryan Zimmerman. Very important second out. With Seth Smith coming in. John Lennon in the clubhouse today and feeling fine. You talk about a tough guy. No visible damage really. And after what he went through last night, hopefully the CAT scan, all that was okay. And John Lennon in uniform. That's the best thing we have seen all day.
CAT scan was clean. He's got a small break on the right side of his nose. Talked to him today. He said he was a little embarrassed that he came out of the ball game when he found out that it was just a little bone broke in his nose. I said, John, you had to come out of that ball game. But apparently some of his teammates were giving the business today. Maybe a hockey guy, a guy with a hockey player's background, was making fun of him for coming out of the game. And I said, John, you had us all worried to death up there last night. We're just glad you're okay. And there's no way you should have stayed in that baseball game.
Yeah, evidently he's been cleared to have seeds, and that's always a good sign. 0-1 to Smith. He will hit one well to left field. On the run, Lance Nixon. He will get there at the edge of the track, keeping the Rockies off the board in the top of the 1st. Worth out there in left field. Let's hope Jason or somebody can put one out there tonight. Nats lineup packaged by the UPS store. We love logistics. Danny Espinosa, 367 hitting, scoring, and running over his last 8 ball games. And over a longer period, Danny's hitting 333 in 24 ball games. And his batting average sitting at 248. Pretty much the regular lineup out there for the Nats tonight. Lance Nix is in there against a nasty right-hander when he is right, and that is Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yeah, last time out against Atlanta, lost his first game since June 12th. He allowed 3 runs on 6 hits, 1 walk, 1 home run, struck out 9 in 5 1/3. 9 was his season high. When you talk to the Rockies people, they say April he had that right thumb issue where he went on the DL with a cuticle cut, and he's just starting to get back to his form. And fastball 93 to 96, slider, curveball, and change from Jimenez.
Almost has an old-time windup as he takes the arms and the glove up over the head. A lot of guys don't do that anymore. And by the way, Roger Bernardina has had some success against Jimenez. 2 for 3 career with a couple of RBIs. And a 2-0. Fastball misses. How are his control numbers? 96 innings, 40 walks, 87 strikeouts. Last year, Jimenez walked 92 batters the entire season while striking out 214 and going 19-8. But he only had 4 wins after the All-Star break. Pitched 222 innings.
And he'll sit around 89 to 92, but when he needs that 94 to 96, he's got it in his back pocket still. And you look at his numbers the last couple of years, in 2009 and 2010, his fastball was averaging 96 miles an hour. This year, it's averaging 93. So he's down about 3 clicks this year.
Bernardina takes one low. Oh, no, he's going to be called out. Delayed call by Jerry Lane. So Jerry Lane must have said strike 3 before he signaled strike 3, because Chris Iannetta just threw the ball right down the third base.
The 3-0 fastball was 89. The 3-1 fastball was 92. That one was 95, and it looked like it was a little bit down.
You know, a left-handed hitter, they usually like to drop their bat head. Fastball right over the plate. You got to be swinging on that pitch on 3 and 2.
Well, you're leading off the game. You're trying to get on base, and the goal is to swing at strikes and take balls.
Danny Espinosa hitting 248. And then Jimenez drops in the off-speed pitch. He gets a good piece of that one. High in the air right field, but at the track, Seth Smith in the sunlight for the second out.
The defense for the Rockies tonight: Wigginton, Spilborg, Smith in the outfield. Tulowitzki getting the start. Stewart at third base. Ellison Helton on the right side, and Chris Iannetta doing the catching.
Troy Tulowitzki won a Gold Glove last year and the Silver Slugger. That's a combination that Ryan Zimmerman has put together in the past. He was second in the 07 Rookie of the Year voting to a guy from Milwaukee by the name of Ryan Braun. He drove in 99 runs his first full year and did not win Rookie of the Year. Zimmerman hitting 221 since he came off the DL. 252 overall. 4 hits, a homer, 3 RBIs career against Jimenez. One for 4 last night with a chopper off the plate for an early hit. They're having quite a battle up in Philly tonight. 11th inning, and the Braves just scored 3 runs. They lead 4-1, trying to knock off the Phils and get back to within 2.5 atop our division. Pretty close. 95, and he just missed 3-1.
That's the same pitch that Roger Bernardina was rung up on. Same pitch, same spot, same velocity.
Zimmerman on a two-hopper out to Tulowitzki, whose arm was once clocked at 98, turning a double play. Pups in the park. A lot of Nats fans and their very best friends on a Saturday night in D.C. Went in order. Call Luna for up to 70% off all flooring. 877-241-LUNA. Shop smart. Shop Luna. 3 years at Long Beach State. Troy Tulowitzki, more power, more RBIs. Both drafted very high, and Tulowitzki was the higher of the two.
So that's the average over the 3 years.
Got it.
I was going to say Danny Espinosa had to hit more than 11 home runs in 3 years in college.
Out there to Desmond. Look at that gun. Throws out Ty Wigginton for the first out in the top of the second.
You see the strong arm of Ian Desmond. He gets a nice high hop. You love that as a shortstop. Plant your back foot and let it rip.
You know, we've been hearing so much about the Dirtbags of Long Beach State the last couple of years. Some people have probably forgotten what the real nickname of the school is.
49ers?
There you go. Just like the NFL team in San Fran.
Well, that throw from Ian Desmond was just showing Troy Tulowitzki what he has in his back pocket. You know, it becomes a macho thing sometimes out there at shortstop. All right, I know you can throw, but guess what? The guy next to me, I watch him throw at second base every single night. I'm sick of this. I'm going to show my hose off tonight.
Look like a slider from Marquis to Ian Stewart. Rockies are trying to stay with Stewart in the lineup. He's 5 for 61 on the year, batting .082. Two years ago, on his way to the All-Star team, Jason Marquis, I think he was at double digits at the break too, wasn't he? Ended up with 15 W's. I don't know, FP, just last couple of times, his demeanor on the mound, his presence out there, body language is not as confident and as I'm coming right at you as it was before.
Well, the stuff hasn't been there. We talked about it at the open of the broadcast tonight. A lot of times as a pitcher, you go through a dead arm phase throughout the course of a season. You take the ball every fifth day. You go out there. I mean, he's had some high-stress outings, some high-stress innings this year. It's not a video game. He's not a machine. You're going to have that time of the year as a pitcher where you're just maybe not feeling as great. And I don't know if that's the case with Jason Marquis, but you know, some of my former teammates, a lot of them, when they got to the All-Star break, they were smelling it. They couldn't wait for the 3 days off, go on vacation, forget about things, take that rest and recharge your batteries and get ready for the second half.
Ionetta, one hopper, Desmond, relay Espinoza, 6-4-3, and a backhand grab by Michael Morse to finish it off. Good job of Desmond charging that ball to make the double play a whole lot quicker. Night in Washington, D.C. Knicks, Morrison, Worth coming up, and hey, it's still the midseason. We got time for that midseason flex plan for you. Pick 3 games, get a 4th one free. Also a Nats New Era ball cap. Nationals.com/flex for all your ticket information. You can also check out the next homestand when the Nats come back after the break. It'll be about 2 weeks before they are back after going to Atlanta, Houston, and L.A. The Marlins, the Mets, and the Braves, as we will dive headfirst right back into the NL East on the next homestand. Lance Nix, first pitch swinging to hopper Mark Ellis. Quick out for Ubaldo Jimenez, who threw 15 pitches now to get 4 outs. Michael Morse and Jason Worth, the next 2. Rockies only had 5 hits last night to beat the Nats 3-2. Washington had just 6 base hits. So we haven't seen the explosion by the 2 offenses yet that we might have expected this weekend. And tonight's a pitching matchup that could really throw water on that. Michael Morse right to the third baseman, Ian Stewart. 2 pitches, 2 grounders. And that's 3 grounders in a row for Ubaldo Jimenez, with Worth coming up.
Ubaldo Jimenez is a guy that last time out pitched 5 1/3 innings against the Braves and threw 117 pitches. So I think a guy in the past that you don't want to get to 2 strikes has the nasty out pitch with the split. He's got the nasty slider and, of course, the reach back fastball. But he's a guy this year that's really struggled with the pitch count. See 119, 106, 117 in just 5 1/3 last time. So maybe the book on him is get him early.
Which is interesting in this matchup because Worth has done anything but that lately, FB. He's let almost every pitcher around get into 2 strikes. I did notice a moment ago he was acting like a leadoff man after a pitcher hit. After those 2 quick outs, he stood in the on-deck circle a little longer and was doing some work on his bat. Not that he was trying to fool anybody or waste some time, but on the heels of those 2 quick outs, he was in no hurry to get into the box immediately. Just trying to extend this inning a little bit.
Well, the third guy is the guy that always wears it when the first 2 guys go up and swing at the first pitch.
That's over to the left side for Ian Stewart. Jason Marquis only had a 7-pitch inning in the top, and then Jimenez has an even quicker one in the bottom of the second. Crowd, really nice crowd on hand here. Top of the third coming up. Ubaldo Jimenez, Ryan Spilborghs, and Mark Ellis. Baseball, another step in history today. Derek Jeter, 28th to make it to 3,000 hits, and the first ever wearing the Yankee pinstripes, which is pretty amazing when you think about the guys they've had there over the decades. There's more coming up shortly. Jimenez, 2 hits, 2 RBIs on the year. He's 113 career batter. Good sinking fastball from Jason Marquis, getting a called strike. That is so huge for him to get called strikes with that pitch, his forte. Top of the order next, and Ryan Spilborghs, who bounced a base hit off the glove of Ian Desmond up the middle, first time. Marquis gets his first strikeout. So Jeter got it done today with a home run in the middle of a 5-for-5 day. And of course, Wade Boggs with the Tampa Bay Rays in '99, the only other to get number 3,000 with a home run. How about that?
Well, all the things that lined up today, I watched that whole baseball game. I'm a big Derek Jeter fan. I think he represents everything that's good with baseball. He needed 2 hits coming into today. He did it in his second at-bat. The clock struck 2 as he hit the home run, and he's only the second player to hit a home run for his 3,000 hit. I mean, how does it's just
deuces are wild?
You
huh?
couldn't write that story. You wouldn't believe it if it was a movie.
Line drive and right at Danny Espinosa. By the way, that's out number 2. Mark Ellis will be next. I know you've had some personal experience with him. You're not just blowing smoke about that personal thing. He's that kind of guy.
He's genuine. What you see is what you get. A lot of times with those upper echelon athletes, they put on a different persona on television than they really are.
No, come on.
He is a genuine guy. As good a guy as you'll ever meet. When I went to camp with the Yankees in 2002, just took me under his wing and treated me like I was one of the guys. And here I am thinking, God, this guy's one of the best players in the history of the game, one of the greatest Yankees ever. And he's just super nice, good dude, and he's the kind of guy you root for. I always call him the Joe Montana of baseball. He just does everything right to win you a baseball game. He's a winner. And that's talking about a guy that did that relay play in Oakland to beat us in the playoffs. I'm sitting here praising a guy that probably cost me a chance at a championship ring in 2001 in Oakland.
He cost a lot of people rings.
I was in that game when he was roving between first and home and did the flip play to get Jeremy Giambi at home plate.
1 ball and 2 strikes. That's down to Zimmerman. Ryan gets behind it. Over to Michael Morse, and a good 1-2-3 for Marquis. Bottom of the order coming up. for history sometime, hopefully not too far down the line. FCA Sideline Report with Debbie. Visit FCA.org, the Association for IT Pros. How long will it take, Deb?
Well, hopefully not too long, Bob, but Pudge told me earlier today he watched the Yankees game with a close eye. He was so happy for Derek Jeter, and of course he's only 158 hits away from that mark himself.
Jesus Flores 1 for 3. We'll hear from Pudge shortly. And a big breaking ball stays up high.
That's one of the things that I've been thinking right now, and just winning, but get to that mark is unbelievable as a catcher. So those moments like that is nice to be in those moments like that, but I'm just gonna keep working hard and try to get there.
FP, catchers simply don't play long enough to even be talking about this sort of thing, do they?
Or stay healthy enough.
Yeah.
Hey, you're in the squad back there. How many times just this year have we seen Pudge taking foul balls off his mask, foul balls off his toes? To be around that long, I think, speaks very highly of how hard he's worked throughout his career and how dedicated he's been.
Here's a young catcher, Mr. Flores, trying to get the Nats their first base runner. And he will hit it out to right. That'll be routine for Seth Smith. And to start the ball game, 7 straight for Ubaldo Jimenez. Active career leaders. And Derek Jeter, I mean, what is he, 36? He plays 4, 5, 6 more years. He could be flirting with 3,600, 3,800 down the road. Omar Vizquel doesn't play a whole lot in Chicago these days.
I think Derek Jeter got to 3,000 hits like 12 days earlier than Pete Rose or later than Pete Rose. So he's right around on pace with Pete Rose where he was at the same time.
And, of course, Pete way over 4,000, surpassing Ty Cobb's all-time mark. We're talking numbers that are just hard to fathom. And the 0-1 to Desmond. Ian locked up on the breaking ball. Did he go? Brian Knight says yes, and it's 0-2. Need we remind you, folks, as we try to jinx the proceedings, that April 17th of last year, Ubaldo Jimenez threw the first no-hitter in Rockies history. He is capable of low-hit, no-hit stuff anytime he takes the mound.
Well, he's got great stuff, and we said it earlier in the broadcast. Opponents average on the road this year against Ubaldo Jimenez, 154. And a 2.47 ERA on the road. That's 5th lowest among National League starters. So away from Coors Field this year, he's been great.
It's been the story of a lot of Rockies pitchers over the years. And Desmond looks bad on an 0-2 pitch way upstairs. Actually a 1-2 pitch. Second strikeout and 2 outs, and here comes Jason Marquis.
Now, you might be saying, why in the world would Ian Desmond swing at this pitch? If you saw the one before it, it was snappy, it broke, it was in the dirt. So when Ian Desmond saw the same rotation on that pitch, he figured, well, that's going to come right down the strike zone, and I have to protect. It didn't. And that's why he tried to hold up his swing.
Marquis, 8 hits on the year. And Marquis tries to get to a fastball upstairs. 95. Jimenez 1 pitch away from 9 in a row to start the game. And that's what he does. 3 strikeouts. Nats in order 3 times in a row. No score. Middle innings coming up. Every night we take time out to recognize our troops, and DynCorp International helps us do that. At DynCorp International, we serve today for a better tomorrow. Fourth inning, it'll be Helton, Tulowitzki, and Smith for the Rockies. No score. Colorado 1 hit, the Nats none. And literally hats off to our friends in the military. The Harris Teeter food drive continues tomorrow. Bring non-perishable food items to Nationals Park. You'll receive 2 tickets to a future game. All donations benefit the Capital Area Food Bank. Nationals.com/tickets for info. And if a lot of the folks in this big crowd did that tonight, there will be a lot of people coming to free baseball games down the road. Great crowd for game 2 of this series and the what they call penultimate game before the All-Star break. Second from the last. Todd Helton walked his first time up, and his on-base percentage now in the top 7 in the league is right around .395. Todd Helton, by the way, is right around 2,300 hits. And at the age of 38, which he will be at the end of the season, this is going to be one of the most interesting Cooperstown discussions ever, FB. After this guy retires, he's going to probably hit fewer than 400 homers, but he'll have over 1,300 RBIs. And somebody will say, well, what about Coors Field? This will be an interesting one down the road for Todd, who is really a good hitter. Not a bona fide towering home run guy, but one of the better hitters of his time.
Yeah, I like the fact that he's played with one ball club the whole time. I mean, he's seen it all from the first game at Coors Field, and you know, with the Blake Street Bombers of the mid to late 90s, to the way the organization has evolved into maybe some pitching and defense and emphasis on the minor leagues. The guy's been through it all.
Yeah,
and he's done a great job the whole time, and he's just a professional hitter.
I'll tell you one thing people will bring up. He hit 310 consecutive years, 2000 through 09. Todd Helton rams one to right. Jason Worth going back. He can only watch it leave the ballpark. And there's a legitimate home run in any ballpark over the 15-foot scoreboard. 1-0 Rockies. Helton's 10th of the year.
And he fouled off a 91-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball earlier in the sequence. And he gets just a little slider out over the plate that didn't do a whole lot. 85 miles an hour, got the head out. It was up in the zone, and he dropped the head on it. And that ball was kissed.
So that's number 343. Last time we update his numbers. You know, it's interesting, though, over the years how the baton kind of got passed in Colorado from Larry Walker to Todd Helton, and sometime soon it'll be Troy Tulowitzki's team, as they say. Not that any guy is the ball club, but every team always likes to have that face of the franchise they feature. And Tulowitzki will be ready, willing, and able whenever that baton does get passed. He's aboard right after the home run.
Well, you could make the serious argument that the baton has already been passed. And when I think of the Rockies, I don't think of Todd Helton, no offense. I think he's had a fantastic career. I think of the guy standing on first base, one of the premier players in the game, probably the best shortstop of the game. I mean, you could flip a coin between him and Jose Reyes. Just the toughness and what he represents to his franchise and his organization. I think it's already been passed to number 2 on first base.
And the Rockies, by the way, traded Larry Walker away to make that transfer official. Todd Helton is signed through this year, and that ball gets away. Well, we sure have seen a lot of Nationals wild pitches in the last several ball games. Jesus Flores trying to smother that one. And a team that tries to win with pitching and defense, giving up some double play opportunities here.
And just a two-seam fastball, and that was just held on to a little bit long, and all of a sudden Jason Marquis scuffling with his release point once again.
And Jesus Flores turned the glove backhand. Maybe didn't have time to react because it was the fastball.
Well, that's when you got to slide over and block with your chest, keep it soft in front. Maybe you have a chance to keep the runner at first base. But once again, they're going out to the mound. Jesus Flores, Jason Marquis, trying to get on the same page, maybe trying to calm him down after that Helton home run.
Two-0 count. Seth Smith hit the ball hard. Lined out first time to Lance Nix at the edge of the track out in left field. He was ripping on a 2-0 pitch. On a pitch away, Smith can't get to it, and the count's back even 2-2. Marquis working slowly here. And now the hitter will step out to further disrupt things. In the air left side, Desmond out. Lance Nix in. He'll make the call. And that's an important first out without the runner advancing. Ty Wigginton, Ian Stewart, the next two hitters for Colorado here in the top of the fourth. Log on to Facebook.com/Masson Nationals right now. Enter for your chance to win one of 30 Nationals autograph items that Masson is giving away all month long. Ty Wigginton bounced out to short first time up.
And big out for Jason Marquis right there. Seth Smith trying to roll over, get Troy Tulowitzki to third base with one out. Rohai's two-seamer got him to pop out to left. That's a non-productive out and a good job of keeping the runner at second base.
Wigginton locked up. Good deception.
Good slider. 86 on the black. Good late break. And Jason Marquis' slider, he doesn't always throw it for a strike, but he throws it so it appears to be a strike most of the way. He gets a lot of right-handers to commit to it.
That's a good running fastball. He gets the corner call from Jerry Lane.
So two good pitches in a row for Marquis. Good slider and a good backdoor two-seamer. Starts it off the plate and runs it right back.
.35 pitches through 3 and now 15 more here in this inning. Marquis gets a foul ball on a pitch running down and in to the right-handed batter. Marquis career against Colorado. 13 games, 11 starts, 5-3. Good success against the Rockies over the years with an ERA of 3.98. When you consider some of those starts were at Coors Field. when Jason was with Atlanta, St. Louis, and the Cubs. That's a really good ERA against this ball club. And a bouncer. Zimmerman will play it to his left, look back the runner. Over to Michael Morse for the second out. And for the Rockies, with Tulowitzki still at second base, it'll be Ian Stewart, who walked first time. And then Jason Marquis rolled his 12th double play grounder of the year to get the Nats out of that top of the second. Looked like a first pitch change up, fading outside. According to our stats, Ian Stewart has never hit against Jason Marquis, but Jason is pitching him really carefully in 2 ABs so far. That's that sinking fastball. He just missed with it low.
I don't think Jason Marquis will ever say anything publicly, but he's having a tough time right now getting on the same page with Jesus Flores. And that's no knock on Flores. You know, he just come up here. This is his first time back in the big leagues in a long time. And these guys haven't worked together, but the pace and the tempo of these two is a lot different than when Pudge catches Jason Marquis or Wilson Ramos. They just haven't got in sync. They haven't got a good tempo going. They really haven't been on the same page. And it's just a matter of they haven't worked together, and they're feeling each other out.
Jesus Flores starting his first game in the big leagues in 26 months since he took that foul ball off the shoulder early May of '09 in Arizona.
I mean, one of the catcher's main jobs is pace of play. Have some energy, keep the game going back there. And you know, Flores is trying. They're just not in sync right now, not on the same page. We've seen all the trips out to the mound, and that'll tell you probably not the comfort level isn't where it should be or would be with Pudge or Wilson Ramos back there.
And Jason Marquis walks Ian Stewart for the second time. He's walked 3 tonight, and that's always unusual for Jason. 8 o'clock here in our nation's capital, Saturday night, July 9th. The Nats are at 500. The Rockies are 5 games under. And tonight's game is huge for Washington. You win tonight, you're at least guaranteed 500 going into the break. And if you win tomorrow, then you go in with a bunch of momentum, 2 over, thinking about the Braves Friday in Atlanta. You do not want to go into the break with a 4-game losing streak, especially with the first one having been that disaster on Thursday night. FP, you know better than anybody in baseball if there is or is not a carryover effect. But if this is a bad weekend, everybody will look back to that Thursday game and say that's the one that messed it up.
Well, yeah, and they're not going to think about Atlanta until Friday in Atlanta. But you want to have a good taste in your mouth going to the All-Star break. The Nationals have played so good the first half of the season. You got to really fight to concentrate and focus these last 2 games. I've been on ball clubs, and I don't think these guys are even close to anywhere near this, but I've been on ball clubs to where guys start smelling the break a hair too early. You know, you see them on their cell phones talking about the vacation plans they're making. And we always used to say, let's go hard, let's play as hard as we can. We got 4 days off, just give it all you got for the last couple of games. And that's what these guys are doing. But they're not thinking about Atlanta. They just want to get out of here and have a good taste in their mouth after this series, however they can do it.
And I guarantee you there's some fans out there probably thinking guys have to be told to play hard the last weekend before the All-Star break.
I mean, when you're focusing and you're playing at the highest level and every single game is as intense and one-run affairs of these guys, it takes a lot of focus and a lot of energy. And these guys can't wait to just take a deep breath and have a breather to where you don't have to stand in the batter's box and battle for a knocker. You don't have to stand the mound and battle to throw strikes and get the best hitters in baseball out every night. And the All-Star break is fun. You can't wait to have 3 or 4 days where you don't have the butterflies in your stomach and you're not worried about winning a baseball game, and you could just be a normal person and go out to the beach and sit by the pool and do nothing.
3-1. Marquis now with 2 walks, fills the bases, and the one good thing about this is the pitcher's coming up. You look down Jason Marquis' season and look at the walks. In 2 of his last 3 games, he's walked either 3 or 4 batters. He didn't have time to walk anybody Sunday because the Pirates had all those hits. But it's unusual for him to walk more than 1 or 2 guys in any ball game.
And the All-Star break for players is a physical recharge, but more importantly, it's a mental recharge. You charge your batteries up and you get ready to play as hard as you can for the whole second half of the season.
Jimenez struck out swinging first time up. He has 8 career RBIs.
He's swinging a little bit. There's no doubt about it. This isn't just a typical hitting pitcher. The numbers bear that he's hit no 74 this year, but I've seen him get some big hits for the Rockies in the past. He's got a good swing.
Chopper third base. Zimmerman on the charge. The scoop. The fire. And the inning is over. Rockies will get a leadoff homer by Todd Helton. Bernardino leads the charge coming right up. President's race. It's pretty predictable right now. By the way, Teddy has his dog with him tonight, evidently. A balloon dog. Tom blows by him. Abe blows by him. And evidently George does too. What a shock. Game summary after 3.5. Ubaldo Jimenez averaging 10 pitches per inning, shutting down the Nats. 3 strikeouts, 4 ground ball outs. Jason Marquis takes 66 pitches to get through his 4 innings. And the 4th led off by Todd Helton with his 343rd.
Just a pretty swing, a classic left-handed swing. You see the pitch up in the zone, and Todd Helton just gets on top of a mistake from Jason Marquis. And that's been the difference. One swing of the bat from Todd Helton.
So Helton into double figures with 10 home runs, and he's got 40 RBIs before the break. I don't think Todd Helton has any intention of hanging it up anytime soon. And if the Rockies don't exercise that mutual option for next year, there will be some ball club somewhere who wants him, and some ball club in the American League might really want him. Play some first base and do some DHing. If there's anybody out there mentally tough enough to handle the DH thing, that would be Todd Hilton.
Yeah, he'd be fine. It's a big adjustment, though. I mean, you're used to throwing leather around. You're used to being a part of it on defense. You're used to talking to umpires and everybody that gets to first base, socializing out there. Then all of a sudden, you know, you just hit. That's hard.
So maybe that's Adam Dunn's problem. He's lost the social aspect of first base. 1-1 to Bernardino because he talked to everybody.
Well, that's the best part about playing first. And there's certain guys that as a hitter you want to get to first base, not because you want to get on or get a knock. You just want to go talk to him. Sean Casey was like that. Todd Helton's like that. Mark Grace was like that. Mark McGuire. I mean, there's certain guys you just want to get to first and hang out and rap with them. Jason Giambi. You carry on conversations, you tell jokes. I mean, you're getting your signs and you're thinking about the game, but there's certain guys you get down there and you just want to socialize with the whole time because they're such great guys. You talk to first baseman, they tell you, hey, best part about playing first, kind of picking guys' brains, almost like a psychologist down there.
That ball bounces in front of Bernardino, 3-2.
They also gather information. What were you looking for right there? What were you sitting on? And then they go right to the bench and say, he's sitting on a heater.
Yeah, but you could give him misinformation, too. Bernardino will chop it right side, and Helton comes forward to get that big hop. 10 in a row to start the game for Ubaldo Jimenez. Hollywood Casino Charlestown Races, league leaders, action-packed table games. Red-hot slots await over there at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Leaders in home games and home runs. Danny Espinosa, double figures. And he is up there with some of the giants of this league when it comes to the long ball at home.
Well, look where they play. Arizona, Philadelphia, Milwaukee. Those are three of the best hitters' ballparks in baseball. So, yeah, he's with the big boys, and the big boys that play in parks where the ball flies.
Yep, that's a good point, and there are no cheapies here. And think of the number of fly balls, and I can think of a handful really quickly where Danny has just flied out to the base of the wall, or maybe had one hit the wall that was a double that might have gone out.
He's got a couple flyouts to the curly W in right center field.
Breaking ball is in there from Jimenez, and the count's 1-1.
The big sac fly he had in San Diego. DeNorfia got up on the wall, maybe robbed him of a home run.
Yes.
He had a couple balls deep to center field in San Diego. Remember we interviewed him after the game, and he could not wait to get out of that ballpark. I think he had 3 or 4 deep flyouts in that series against the Padres.
Only thing bad I ever heard Danny say about the state of California, the size of San Diego's ballpark. That was a pretty good offer of a bunt. He pulled the bat back and did not go through, so it's 2-1. Target outer half, and Espinosa fouls it left side. Grounder. Helton. Jimenez, good athlete, over to the bag in a hurry. 2 outs. Nats without anything going offensively, and that's 11 straight to start the game with Ryan Zimmerman coming up. Zimmerman has the most career hits against Jimenez of any Nat. 4 for 12. He bounced out to short first time up.
I was in the Rockies clubhouse earlier this afternoon and walked by, and Ubaldo Jimenez was studying video. He was glued to the screen, checking out Nationals hitters, trying to figure out his game plan for tonight's game. You talk about a guy with great stuff. It's not just the stuff, it's the homework you do before the game.
Lifetime record of 53-44. His 133rd start. He's 4-1 with a 2.90 ERA in 6 career starts against Washington. He's also pitched 8 complete games with 3 shutouts in his career. That started with the Rockies in 06 when he just pitched a couple of ball games, and he was in the rotation a year later. 15 starts, went 4-4, and he's been double-figure wins since. That fastball, 96, whistles in there, 2-1.
And got the reach back fastball for the big boys in the lineup.
Zimmerman trying to keep it going for Lance Nix. That would at least mean the Nats have a base runner. However, they can get one. Zimmerman breaks the bat, and they won't get a base runner this inning either. 12 in a row to start the game. Jimenez, 3 ground ball outs. He has 7. Not looking for some offense, and guys, so are we. Shake Shack now open. Miller Lite scoreboard walk, one of the hottest locations suddenly in professional sports. There's a big crowd out there right now. Shake Shack, 3 additional restaurants: Blue Smoke, Box Frite, and El Verano Taqueria. $5 happy hour beer specials available 2.5 hours prior to the ball game at the Miller Lite scoreboard walk bar for all remaining home games this year. You might have to stand in line for a little while, but it'll be worth it. Top of the order, top of the 5th, and Marquis, here's a base hit, go right by him. And Ryan Spilborghs is 2 for 3, and he's hit the ball hard 3 times.
Been a solid hitter for the Rockies for a number of years. The average down this year, but you're seeing Spilborghs at his best tonight. A couple of base hits up the middle, on base a couple of times, and he can run. Only 1 stolen base this year, but he has above average speed.
Yeah, he was a .281 hitter his first 6 years in the big leagues. So that .214 where he started the night has to be an aberration. And here's Mark Ellis, who's hit 2 grounders and suddenly is 0 for his last 12.
A lot of stress on Jason Marquis all of a sudden. He knows that Jimenez has it going on tonight and that he can't afford to give up any more runs. Almost has to be perfect from here on out due to the fact the other guy is absolutely dealing.
Long hold. That ball is hit hard to left center. Left field line. Spilborghs around third. Rich Dower sends him. The throw home is in time, and Flores blocks the plate. Runner out. A calculated gamble by the Rockies because the hitter does end up at third base. But a good relay there, FP.
And that can't happen. The first out can't be at home plate. You look at Lance Nix getting down there in a hurry. He's hustling. A great relay throw from Ian Desmond. And taking a chance, the Rockies are to get another run. But look at the throw from Desmond. That is right on the money. Great play. Jesus Flores picking the ball and blocking the plate. Watch the block of the plate by Flores. A big wide turn by Spilborghs coming around third, and that enabled the ball to beat him by 1 step. And Flores said, "This is my plate. You're not getting to it."
Third on the throw for Ellis, and here's Helton, who homered last time. Left side of the infield, in. Right side, back. Todd Helton, a perfect night with a walk and the homer. And suddenly he's hunting another RBI here. That's a good breaking ball right under his hands that he slammed off his body.
An interesting defensive alignment here from Davey Johnson. He and Desmond playing halfway at shortstop. Brian Zimmerman in at third, but you look at Danny Espinosa, he's back, and Mike Morris is back at first base. So the left side of the infield in, the right side of the infield back. So I guess they're taking away the slow roller over to the left side. If Todd Helton doesn't hit a ball hard, it'll allow Desmond and Zimmerman to come home. Mark Ellis, a pretty good runner at third base. But they are conceding the run if Todd Helton decides to pull the ball on the ground on the right side. And normally that's the right play. But with the way Ubaldo Jimenez is pitching tonight, one more run for the Rockies would be huge for them.
He pulls it. Michael Morse, no throw at home. 2-0.
That's a smart hitter. You look out, you read your defense, you see what they're giving you. And that's how you drive in runs. Don't try to do too much. You look out there and you say, well, I can't hit the ball to the left side of the infield. If I pull the ball, it's an RBI. Keep it simple. You already got a home run in your back pocket. Add on with another RBI. That is a great piece of hitting by Todd Helton.
Bases empty, 2 outs, and Troy Tulowitzki coming up. That would have been about 115 feet of throw for Michael Morse with very little time.
No.
So he ate it and went right to the bag.
He would have had to be in to have any play at Mark Ellis. The fact that he was back, the Nationals were conceding the run.
High in the air and out of play down the left side from Tulowitzki, who's 1 for 2. Fouled out to Zimmerman in the first and singled right after the Helton homer in the 4th inning. More and more number 34 jerseys are showing up in this ballpark.
Yeah, Bryce Harper's here tonight. All right.
It'll be a tough find at the team store when he finally makes it to the big leagues. A backup pitch. 86 is probably hard enough to be his slider, not a changeup. And that one just backed up inside. We see white jerseys, red ones.
There's Bryce again.
There's a Strasburg in the middle of the section. I see a Tulowitzki and a Helton. And this ball hit out to center. Bernardina broke back, comes in. Plenty of time. Rockies score again. The Mark Ellis double, the key hit halfway through the game, 2-0. Ball game goes to the bottom of the fifth. Nix, Morse, and Worth coming up. We've been talking a lot about Tom Malone this year, the 24-year-old 10th round pick, a Trojan from Southern Cal. And at Syracuse, 7-5, great ERA. Look at the strikeouts to walks, unbelievable in 103 innings, about a 9-to-1 ratio. And of course, had AA last year, the minor league pitcher of the year. How long will it be before we see the IL pitcher of the week in the big leagues? It's our PNC Minor League Report, solutions that help you achieve your financial goals. For the achiever in you, PNC. Davey Johnson's Nats suddenly struggling offensively again. The Nationals in this series in 13 innings have scored 2 runs on 6 hits. 0-0 here tonight. And here's Lance Nix. First pitch swinging, bounced out first time, and he takes a fastball high in the zone. Bottom of the fifth underway. Michael Morse, the 5-man. Jason Worth, number 6. Jimenez, by the way, 4 innings, 46 pitches.
Well, maybe he decided to do it different this year. Last year he got out to that fast start, had the tremendous record at the All-Star break, and kind of faded in the second half. Maybe he's thinking, this year I'll pace myself a little bit. He had that fingernail problem early in the season. I'll come on strong in the second half. You look at his numbers in April and May. He had a 5.86 ERA in April and May. June and July have been much better, 2.75 ERA. And tonight he's been electric.
Well, he'll have to, FP, for the Rockies to make that run. They are 7.5 games behind the Giants, who are 10 over 500 right now. And a lot of people consider Colorado the second best team in the division, but they haven't played like it. That's strike 3 on a fastball high in the zone to a fastball hitter.
That's just not fair. I mean, that's 96 miles an hour, a sinker right at Lance Nix. Now look at this. We talk about the front hip sinker all the time. Look at the movement on that. Wow. That ball started at Lance Nix right at his midsection, his belt, and came back for a strike. So not only good movement, but 96 with hair all over it. Unbelievable.
Convergence Technology and Citrix, the winning team to desktop virtualization. Call the experts at 301-860-1960 or visit convergencetech.us.
You saw him in the first inning, 89, 90, 91, 92. And now he's getting loose and feeling a little bit. He's not thinking about his mechanics, not thinking about his release point. He's just feeling. He's in the zone. He's letting it go. 96.
Yeah, a very easy-looking 96.
Yeah. And sometimes you come out, you're feeling for your release point, you're thinking about your mechanics, you want to stay down the zone, and then it all kind of clicks. You're in the zone, now you just grab it and throw it. Good chemistry with your catcher, good tempo. He's putting down figures that you trust. There's no lot of thinking going on. You're just getting it, throwing it.
Yeah, they don't have to worry about any sequences of signs without anybody on base. So it's fastball 1. Take it from there. Two. Morris, did he go? No, says Brian Knight. Ball 3.
You make the call. Did he go?
I thought he did. But that went quite a ways. Nats got the call. 3-2 now. And Morris will lash one for a base hit. Mark Ellis slams his bare hand on the turf. Disappointed he couldn't at least knock it down. I think that's considered a clean single, and the Nats are finally on the scoreboard with something.
It better be a clean single. Hit the tar of that baseball. The guy dove and didn't get it. And that's all for the no-hitter. And the reason Mark Ellis slapped his hand on the ground is because they're standing behind Ubaldo Jimenez. They know he has no-hit stuff tonight, and they're thinking it already. It's just the 5th inning, but when you stand behind guys enough, especially when you're a middle infielder, you know what kind of stuff they have. And Jimenez has been electric all night. That was a nice pass by Michael Morse.
Staying on the ball and creaming it the other way. Here's Jason Worth. Bouncing ball to third base first time. 1 for 5 in the series. 2 strikeouts last night.
Just a wonderful crowd here tonight. They are dying for something to cheer about. Big crowd, Saturday nights. They are waiting to erupt.
Jason Marquis thrown 76 pitches. Ross Detweiler warming up. That's a breaking ball way outside, 2-1.
So a lot of times you cruise through a baseball game, you're the wind up completely, then all of a sudden you look up, it's a 5th inning, it's the first time you're in the stretch, and you don't have your mechanics locked in the stretch. You haven't been in the stretch all night long, so all of a sudden it's foreign to you. Let's see how Jimenez reacts. The first time he's been in the stretch all night long.
Up and in to Jason Worth. Suddenly ball 3.
You get in the stretch early in the game, you figure it out. We just talked about how he was on cruise control, in the zone, not thinking about anything. Free and easy, letting it fly. All of a sudden he has to think about it because he's in a position that he hasn't been in the stretch.
That's a great take by Jason Worth. On a breaking ball outside, the Nats have 2 on, 1 out for Jesus Flores. Bob Apodaca, highly regarded pitching coach for many years in this league.
Well, this trip is right about what I was talking about. Hey, your first time in the stretch, get your mechanics, stay back. You look like you're flying open a little bit. You've been in the windup all night long. Let's lock it in. Maybe go with some off speed to get you out in front and keep you back and keep you slow. But those were easy takes for Jason Worth from a guy that's been all over the plate all night long.
Jesus Flores tonight, fly ball to right. 4 at bats all year, 1 hit. He's hit 16 major league home runs. And that's a really good breaking ball.
That's what Apodaca told him. Stay back, throw some off speed, get your mechanics right. First pitch hammer, strike 1.
Ball ripped to short to Lewitzki. And they turn an amazing 6-4-3 double play.
Mark Ellis was nowhere near second base.
Yep. Hunter Wendelstedt looking right at it. Worth out at second. That was a neighborhood play.
3 double play that ended the 5th. Was Mark Ellis on the bag? Well, let's check it out. A little ground ball from Jesus Flores to shortstop. You see it right here. Hit it pretty hard. Good play by Tulowitzki going the whole jump turn. Good feed to Ellis. Let's check out the other angle and break it down with the Exmo. Is Ellis on the bag?
Not even close.
Not even close. I guess that's the old neighborhood play because he still hasn't touched second base. And sometimes that's the way it goes. Bang, bang play at second, you don't get the call, but usually you have to be a little more in the vicinity than that.
First pitch, Espinosa to his left, takes away a hit from Seth Smith. Remarkable range over there.
And check out the angle he dives. For you kids at home, the best way to keep getting range on a hard hit ball is to dive toward the outfield. Dive at a 45-degree angle. If you dive straight across, you're not making this play. See him dive to the line. Gave himself some more room to make that play, and we've seen that all season long from Danny Espinosa. Great range.
Here's Ty Wigginton, and Marquis throws the first pitch strike. Jason Marquis is due to bat second in the bottom of the 6th, and as his pitch count reaches 80 here shortly, there will be a decision to make. He locks up Wigginton, strike 2.
Well, this is last inning. If you get through this inning, I mean, his spot's coming up in the order next inning. You got to pinch hit for him. So
that ball hits near the plate. Well, best thing he can do at peace, finish with a flourish here, keep it a 2-0 game. I mean, you're going to give up solo homers now and then, aren't you?
Yeah, and it hasn't been a bad outing for Marquis. He's fought it a little bit, but he's made the adjustments when he's had to. He's made good pitches when he's had to. He's only given up 2 runs on 5 hits. He's going up against a buzzsaw on the other side and hit Jimenez.
Yeah, and the other run scored on a simple ground ball. Marquis didn't like the way he felt, and with nobody on base, a pitcher can stop his delivery without penalty at any time. And the 0-2. Ian Stewart after Ty Wigginton here in the 6th. Good sinker. Desmond from behind the bag. Extra crow hop to get a good handle on that ball. 2 outs.
Let's go back a few pitches. You wonder why Jason Marquis stopped his windup in the middle. And then talking about being on the same page with Jesus Flores. Like, he's in his windup and Jesus is still putting signs down. So Marquis was ready to go. He saw the sign he wanted. Jesus Flores didn't realize it, so he was still flashing signs in the middle of his windup.
Jason Marquis, despite all the issues tonight, 10 ground ball outs, including 2 here in the 6th inning, and he faces Ian Stewart. Grishine entered the number 8 man ahead of the pitcher Jimenez. Jason Marquis has had 1-2-3 inning tonight. And the count's even 2-2.
Good changeup right there from Marquis. Behind the count 2-1. Drops the dead fish in there. Good pitch.
Well, Davy Johnson getting a solid effort from Marquis tonight. That's a straight change. And the count's full, 3-2 with 2 outs, bases empty, top 6.
And the one thing you know from Jason Marquis, every 5th day you're going to get fight. He's going to go out there and battle regardless of what kind of stuff he has. And yeah, he had a bad outing last time out against Pittsburgh, but he didn't walk anybody. He pounded the strike zone. They just hit him. And that's going to happen throughout the course of the season. But tonight is vintage Marquis. He is battling through this game.
And a ball hit out to right for Jason Worth. Jason Marquis goes 6 innings, 2 runs, only 5 hits. Probably done for the night. The Nats need some offense. On Masson, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE, built so you can rule the air. How about that view of the ballpark from the Masson Yacht Pilot House? Captain's in the bleachers right now, enjoying a beautiful night at the ballpark. There's only 1 base hit in there by Michael Morse tonight, 1 out in the 5th inning. A solid rifle shot to right field. Jason Worth then walked, but Jesus Flores hit into a 6-4-3 double play, and evidently, unless it's a decoy, which managers have been known to do, Jason Marquis staying in the game.
Now there's a lot of action in the Nationals dugout right there, so maybe Davy Johnson just trying to figure out who's going to pinch hit, what the situation is. That'll all be determined if Ian Desmond gets on or not.
Desmond struck out swinging first time. Through 5 innings, Ubaldo Jimenez has faced 1 batter beyond the minimum of 15.
And that was just his 65th pitch of the night.
He gets that call from Jerry Lane on the 2-0 pitch. That's big. And you might say he's earned it. Breaking ball, and Desmond stays with it. Hits it beautifully to center field. And Ryan Spilborghs might give the Nats a couple of extra bases here. Ian Desmond checks in at 3rd, and they're calling Marquis back. Is this an example of an outfielder playing a single into a 3-bagger?
And best thing about this, great at-bat from Ian Desmond. He's been working on staying back and letting the ball get deep. But the best thing about this is he got a base runner on. It's going to be interesting to see if Jimenez goes from the stretch or the windup. And Spilborghs goes do or die on that with a 2-run lead. Maybe he's thinking he has a chance to gamble on that play. But now the Nats have a runner on 3rd. Nobody out, and he is in the stretch.
Rick Ankiel hits for Jason Marquis. Way inside, ball 1. Jason Marquis knew what was going on before Ian Desmond even reached third base. He was walking back to the dugout.
Good changeup. 1-0, you're all systems go. Pull the string off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to an 87-mile-an-hour change. That was a great pitch.
One to Rick Ankiel. Hits it hard to second. That's a run. Nationals are on the board. That ball was ruled a triple, by the way. No contact made by the outfielder. And Rick Ankiel picks up a pinch hit RBI, his second of the year, and his 12th RBI overall.
A nice piece of hit, and you got a guy out there with strikeout stuff. You see how the defense is played. We just talked about it with Todd Helton. You got the infield back. They're giving you an RBI. Rick Ankiel made it look easy against a guy that's got strikeout stuff.
Roger Bernardino lines one to right, breaking his bat. And another barrel goes over the dugout right into the seats. If you're hitting the road, take the Nats with you. Wherever we go this season, wherever you go, MLB.tv. Every Nats game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite device. Visit Nationals.com to get more details and to order. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. On a night like this, very few empty seats for a helicopter bat to hit. Danny Espinosa's 0 for 2. Nats do not have a hit from the top of their order tonight. Bernardino, Espinosa, and Zimmerman are 0 for 7. Danny trying to do something about that to get Ryan to the plate here in the 6th. All locked up. He's gone. So are the Nats. Spielborgs misplays a base hit. The Nats pick up a run. It's a 2-1 game. For you tomorrow before the All-Star break, and that will be at 1:35 tomorrow. For the Rockies, Yolis Chacin, 8-6 with a 3.28 ERA. He's lost his last 2 starts, but still having a fine first half. Right now, nobody throwing the ball better for the Nats than Jordan Zimmerman. 5-7 with a 2.82 ERA and still looking for run support. He's been given less than 3 runs a game. Coverage begins 1 o'clock. Nats Extra. Johnny and Ray here at the ballpark. And then our final game before the All-Star break. That'll be game number 92, by the way. So just 70 remaining once the Nats are back in action on Friday. Iannetta, Jimenez, Spilborghs for Colorado, top 7. And for Ross Detweiler, it's only his 6th career relief appearance. One inning for the Nats in his major league debut, late September of '07.
That fastball, curveball change from Detweiler. Mostly fastball changeup. Doesn't throw the curveball very often.
That one hanging a bit, and the hitter Iannetta was late for it.
Good play down there. Bring your glove to the game. Get a souvenir. Nice job. Nice catch.
I think you should have to buy for the whole row after you do that. Whole section would be rather expensive.
I think you should have to bring your glove to the game. You shouldn't be able to get in with the ticket unless you have your picker with you.
Detweiler jammed the right-handed batter, and Jason Worth cruises over to grab it for the first out here in the top of the 7th, and the next hitter will be Ubaldo Jimenez. Tonight's copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Jimenez at the plate tonight. A strikeout and a bouncing ball to Ryan Zimmerman. Detweiler with a good fastball right at the knees. And I'm not talking kneecaps, bottom of the knees right there. That was pretty. Choppy swing, 2 outs. And the thing is, FP, with Sean Burnett a little up and down lately, and then J.C. Romero sitting there at AAA right now after the Nats signed him, there is left-handed opportunity in the Nationals bullpen for somebody to grab that role and take ownership of it. And Detweiler's a possibility.
True. I thought Sean Burnett took a big step in the right direction last night. He had a solid outing.
Yeah, he badly needed 2 scoreless innings on 1 hit, a walk, and a strikeout. Got a double play ball. Keeping the game close when the Nats were down 3-2. But Davey Johnson has said that he really would like to have 2 left-handers in the bullpen. Detweiler also could figure huge in September when the Nats have to shut Jordan Zimmerman down. And Detweiler could be called upon to be a starter. We'll see if Chien-Ming Wang might be ready by that time to pitch in the major leagues.
How about that story? And coming back from that injury, he touched 92 in his last outing. That would be some kind of story if he makes it back to the big leagues this season. Chien-Ming Wang.
Yeah, and we kept getting such conflicting reports last year. Oh, he's not going to be ready by the end of spring training. And he should be ready in May. Well, a year and 2 months later, still waiting. But it certainly looks like he's on the uptick. That's a good off-speed pitch. Espinosa on the charge. And a real good quick inning for Ross Detweiler to keep this a 1-run game at the 7th inning stretch. Darian Desmond gets a big triple. Ankiel drives him in with a ground ball. Jason Marquis, a great battle tonight through 6 to keep it reasonable against a very, very good Ubaldo Jimenez.
Yeah, we talked about it at the outset. A 154 average for his opponents on the road this season. So you knew it was going to be a tough night for Nationals hitters. You see the low fastball there to Roger Bernardino. That one could have went either way. And that pitch right there, I think, is best pitch all night. A 96-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball that started right at Lance Nix, and then a climb-the-ladder fastball to Danny Espinosa. So Jimenez has been fantastic tonight. There's no other way to put it.
Ryan Zimmerman, Lance Nix, and Michael Morse. Bottom 7 for Washington. Zimmerman 2 grounders to the shortstop tonight. That's a fastball right on the inside edge. I wouldn't call it unhittable, but if you hit it, he'd probably be looking for another bat right now.
You see the 10 groundouts. That means the sinker is sinking. It's just not any sinker. It's been 93 to 96.
Jason Marquis threw 10 while he was in there.
Usually a guy throws 96, 97, throws a 4-seam fastball. That means a fastball is straight, you get better velocity on it. Usually a 2-seam fastball is a little bit slower. So if a guy has a fastball 96, 4-seam, his 2-seam fastball usually goes about 3-4 miles an hour slower. But with Ubaldo, we've seen a 2-seamer tonight, 96, 97 miles an hour. He's feeling it. That's what makes him so deadly.
That's unreal. Look at the run on that thing. That had 4-seam movement, 96.
Yeah, that's just no chance right there. Hey, that's what you say if you're Ryan Zimmerman. That's one of the best hitters in the National League. That fastball starts in the left-hander's batter's box and then runs right down the middle at 96 miles an hour. That's just a tip your cap, go back to the dugout.
Convergence and Citrix are experts when it comes to your company's efficiency and cost reduction with desktop virtualization. You can call them at 301-860-1960. Log on to convergencetech.us.
That was the 80th pitch from Ubaldo. And he is on cruise control.
He gets strike calls where the ball is not even close to being a strike by the time it's caught. That's how he's picking apart some of these corners here. He's coming off at 117 pitch outing, as Pete told you earlier, at Atlanta when he had only 5 1/3 innings.
So he goes 97 on a 2-seam fastball right at Lance Nix. That comes back for a strike. What does he follow it up with? An 87-mile-an-hour split. Look at this split finger. Everything he's throwing right now is moving all over the place. And it's not just moving, it's got some velocity behind him.
Nix will hack one to left field. That was 96 up a bit, and Lance did not miss it. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Get on top of some cheese, Lance Nix. He's been pounded in all night with that 2-seam fastball. His eyes lit up right here. He finally found something out over the plate. Everything's been close to him. Everything started right at him and worked its way back to the plate. And he finally gets a pitch out over the plate that he can handle. That's a good piece of hitting. Michael Moore saw that and he said, I want that pitch.
Nets now have 1 hit in 3 consecutive innings.
And this is where he can ruin a good evening for the opposing pitcher with 1 swing of the bat.
Nats on this homestand are 5 and 4. This one and 1 more to go.
And he was thinking it. A big swing from Morse. He's been having trouble with that leg kick tonight, getting the timing straight with the delivery from Ubaldo. A couple of times he's got that leg kick down a little bit early. Let's check it out, see if he's got his timing. When you're a timing guy and the opposing pitcher has a little funk in his delivery, sometimes that can throw you off. Not to mention 97-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball that he's featuring.
One-two with a man on, one out. Morris took a mighty swing on a 93 and straight back and win.
The only reason Michael Morris fouled that pitch off is you just have a hair of off speed in the back of your head, and that's all it takes to get a 93-mile-an-hour fastball by you. But he was on that pitch. He just missed that, just a hair late. In battle mode with 2 strikes, you're thinking about maybe he's going to throw some off speed. You're looking for a fastball, but just that hair of doubt in the back of your head allows that fastball to get by you.
Waits for the breaking ball and hits it out to right center. Ryan Spilborgh's with the call in the gap. 2 outs. Leaving it up to Jason Worth. Now start thinking about the next homestand with an Nats will, as we said, dive headfirst into the NL East with the Mets, the Marlins, and the Braves coming in. Great time for the midseason flex plan. Pick 3 games, get a 4th one free with a new era ball cap. Nationals.com/flex for all the information you need. Very odd road trip coming up, by the way. After the break, the Nats play 1 team from each division in different time zones.
To Atlanta, Houston, and Los Angeles.
Yeah, and I'm sure glad they didn't put the Angels and the Dodgers together on a road trip. That would have been too convenient. Instead, it was Chicago and Anaheim.
I'm just happy to be here. I help the ball club any way I can.
We're taking it 1 road trip city at a time. Jason Worth 0 for 1 with a walk. And this one high in the air out to center for Spilborghs. This will only be the Nats' 2nd runner stranded of the night. And from southeast to Georgetown, it's a beautiful night here in our nation's capital. 2-1 Rockies. Marquis and Detweiler 1. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, and FP, as I think back on the season Jason Marquis had, 2 games really stick out where he just battled. That night in San Diego, and then this one tonight, because there was not a lot of cohesion from the start with his battery mate, but somehow he gets through 6 innings, 2 runs.
Yeah, and that's what we expect from Jason Marquis every 5th day, to go out there and fight and battle, and we've grown accustomed to it, and that's what he did tonight. Didn't have his great stuff, but he didn't have bad stuff either. He went out there and gave it everything he had. I mean, 2 runs on 5 hits against a good offensive ball club. He made 1 mistake to Todd Helton, that was it. And there's been some defensive plays in this ball game that might loom large here in the late innings. That relay play from Lance Nix and Ian Desmond, that's a great play. And 1-run game, those plays start to stand out.
1 hopper to Ian Desmond, and he really gets his body behind those throws. Well, let's take a look at some of those game influential plays.
You remember the double play right here. Oh, there's the Markellis going down the corner. You look at the throw from Ian Desmond right there. Perfect on the money. Nice job by Jesus Flores blocking home plate. And the double play coming up right here. And Markellis was clearly off the base. And it's not called too often, but sometimes when you're a good foot off like that, you'll see an umpire take both hands, wipe them away, and say he was off the base. And in a 1-run game, I mean, you would have runners at the corners right there, and that's a very big play.
Hunter Wendelstedt chose not to do that. Helton looking to go the other way for a base hit. Todd Helton's had a good night with a walk, a solo homer, and an RBI grounder. So he has 41 RBIs prior to the All-Star break. Last year, Helton drove in 37 all year. He was on the DL at this time last year, went on July 7th and didn't come off until the 3rd of August. And that was 2 years after his other unproductive season back in 08, when he had all kinds of lower back problems that had him on the DL for 2 months plus. Playing some good baseball at the age of 37, 5 weeks short of his birthday. And Detweiler throws one away, and look at Helton just take it down into the left field corner. For Todd Helton, that's his 17th double of the year, and in his career, he has 544 doubles.
He just stepped out after the 2-1 pitch. He took a 2-1 fastball right down the middle, had a little conversation with himself, and he said, I'm not missing another fastball. You see the 2-2 fastball from Detweiler, center cut. That's just a beautiful swing. You can sneak 1 piece of cheese by a rat, not 2. That guy knows how to hit a fastball.
Troy Tulowitzki and the Nats are not going to pitch to him. Why would they? Seth Smith is next, and then Ty Wigginton. Nats have only been given 1 walk by Ubaldo Jimenez tonight, but they have 278 of them. And we're nearing $14,000 on the tote board. $50 for every walk from Care First Blue Cross Blue Shield to the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, D.C. Take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle. Lefty-lefty matchup with Seth Smith, who's 0 for 3. Robbed of a hit by Danny Espinoza, short right field last time up. That ball hammered to left, and here comes Nix. He's got it, and this is going to be a double play.
What a play.
Todd Helton ran to third, trying to score. He's doubled off. This one goes bottom 8 as Lance Nix makes one of the better plays of the year, and it pays off in 2 outs.
Another one-run ball game. You know why it's a one-run ball game? Because of this play right here. Lance Nix misses this ball, this game's over. That's 2 runs and a runner on second base. That's a do-or-die play, and a guy ready for the baseball comes up and throws a perfect strike to Danny Espinosa. And where would the Nationals be in the first half of this season without Lance Nix? 280, 12 home runs. He's played a flawless left field. He's played a good first base. Big hit after big hit. Big at-bat after big at-bat. That was a game-saver.
Bottom of the 8th underway to Jesus Flores. What do you think somebody would have said if you told him in spring training the 3 best productive hitters for the Nats this year would be Danny Espinosa, Michael Morse, and Lance Nix?
Well, the way Michael Morse was swinging in spring training, I would have said him for sure. I mean, he tore up the Grapefruit League. Lance Nix was trying to make this ball club. He was wondering if he was going to head north with the team.
And we were hoping Danny Espinosa would just hold his own and play some good second base.
But for Lance Nix, to me, it's been more than just hitting. I mean, he's had game-saving plays out there in left field all season long. He's had huge at-bats, and Lance Nix is a baseball player. He's an all-around baseball player that finds a way to get it done every single day.
Jesus Flores waiting for that breaking ball, fouls it off the mask of Chris Iannetta, the catcher. Flores, Desmond, then a pinch hitter for Detweiler. Ross Detweiler, meanwhile, gets 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen. And Flores is gone on a fastball painted by Ubaldo Jimenez, his 7th strikeout. Matt Stairs coming out on deck after Desmond.
If he and Desmond could find a way to get on base right here in the bottom of the 8th, steal second and get in scoring position, it'd be huge. Good at-bat last time. He lined that ball up the middle, turned into a triple. So he's been having some quality at-bats the last week.
Well, I think it boils down to keeping that front shoulder in, driving the ball the other way or up the middle. He had a base hit to the opposite field last night.
We can do that if you don't drift and you stay on your backside. It's hard to stay back and keep your front side closed if you're going forward with your head. He's been working on that, shortening his stride, shortening his swing, letting the ball travel a little bit, let it get deep, not going out to get the baseball. He's been working hard. He's here early every day in the cage and on the field hitting.
2-0 pitch, and look at Jimenez. Sinker right at the knees. And Jerry Lane started that low strike zone right from the very first batter tonight, Roger Bernardino. Up the middle to his right. Mark Ellis way off the bag in the throw, and Desmond is going to have a 2-for-3 night.
Another good at-bat, just putting the ball in play, and all of a sudden you got speed on the bases and a 1-run ball game late, and it's game on. Good effort by Mark Ellis with the jump throw right here. I don't think he got that ball in his hand clean. You see him kind of fumbling with it right here as he's jumping. Didn't get a good grip. The ball ran up the line. Now the Nats have a guy with 20 bags on base here in the 8th.
Matt Stairs to hit for Ross Detweiler.
Desmond with 20 stolen bases. He's been caught just 4 times. So we'll see what Davey Johnson elects to do right here. Got a guy that can handle the bat. Good runner on first. Probably just play it straight, but we'll see.
Timeout, by the way, called at first base while Desmond puts on his base running gear on that left wrist. Not a big lead. And a step off by Jimenez. Stirring in the Rockies bullpen, nobody throwing in left field just yet.
Jim Tracy will do that. That's just a hold from the bench. You sit there and come set and hold it and see if the runner flinches and tips anything off.
Matt Stairs, fastball by him at 95. Now it's 0-2 on a chopper. Tying runs on base, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. And he is getting every call on every corner. 2 outs. If you get the call at the knees way down low, do you get this call up and away?
Well, that's one where you turn to the umpire and say, you know what, he doesn't need any help tonight. He's throwing 97 miles an hour. He just got a fastball down in the zone for a strike. And that ball looked like it was away to me.
Pitch track isn't the absolute, but the ball was the entire ball outside the box. And it'll be up to Roger Bernardina. And he just had a little mini chat with Jerry Lane. Maybe trying to find out what he can expect. Bernardino was called out on a pitch at or below his knees in the bottom of the 1st inning.
Oh, I think Iannetta told you all you need to know on that strike 3 to Stairs. You don't have to pull your glove back as a catcher if the ball's a strike. You just catch it. So you got a pitch that you think is outside as a catcher. You turn your glove, just a little turn of the wrist, and then you pull it back a little bit. So you present it to the home plate umpire as a strike. If it's a strike, you just catch it.
Change up in there.
I mean, a pretty good pitch, and you could make the argument that he's earned it, but watch Iannetta turn his glove and pull it back. You see that little glove turn with his wrist, and he pulls it back? If he thinks it's a strike, it's all he simply has to do is put his glove out and catch it. He thought it was a ball, so he had to frame it and present it as a strike.
Jimenez has thrown 3 consecutive off-speed pitches to Roger Bernardino. A breaking ball and now 2 changeups. Rogers 0 for 3 tonight, came into this ball game hitting .343 at Nationals Park. Runner going, great jump. That ball is fielded by Ellis. Bernardina beats it out. And if Ian Desmond isn't running on the pitch, maybe they get him at second.
Oh, they definitely get him at second. That's one of those where Mark Ellis knows the speed of the runner at the plate. And he would have flipped that ball to Troy Tulowitzki. A great jump by Desmond. He's been timing them up over there for a little bit. You look at the play by Mark Ellis. And as soon as you know he had to move that many steps to field that ball against Roger Bernardina and put that one in your pocket, he was safe all the way.
Ian had a lot to do there. Running with the pitch, slowing down so the ball wouldn't hit him. It goes over and visits now with Bo Porter as the Rockies have a conclave on the mound, and Danny Espinosa coming up in a game situation here in the 8th.
Well, this is what you call right man in the right spot. Danny Espinosa hitting .303 with runners in scoring position this year. And how many times have we talked about it? Big boy at-bats in big situations. Very relaxed, very calm, usually sticks to the game plan, hunting one pitch in one spot, and doesn't swing till he gets it.
Danny Espinosa 0 for 3 tonight. Nats have collected their 4th and 5th base hits here in the 8th inning. Short end of a 2-1 score. Tying runs at second base.
Oh, yeah, 7 home runs and 38 RBIs to go with it. This is one where if you're Roger Bernardino on first base, you're thinking about scoring.
Breaking ball, sliding is Iannetta to corral it.
What a great play by Chris Iannetta. He just kept the go-ahead run on first base. That was a great block in a big situation. A lot of times you overlook things like this, but this is a good 59-foot curveball from Ubaldo, and that's a nice block and a big block.
Up and in, 2-0.
Change up inside.
Looked like Jerry Lane thought about it for a moment.
So first pitch, curveball in the dirt. Second pitch, changeup. A lot of respect shown here to Danny Espinosa. Still hunting that heater.
Had a big-time rip at 95. Great speed out there. Desmond, the one-out hit up the middle. Bernardina, the two-out hit up the middle. Change up outside and high.
And these are the at-bats we're talking about. Runners in scoring position. Spitting on the off-speed, looking for your fastball. So you got curveball, changeup, fastball off-speed. And the one strike that he's seen, he was all over. And that's how you hit with runners in scoring position. You have to realize the guy on the mound is the one that's in trouble, not you.
Danny Espinosa now with a count of 3-1. Jimenez about to throw his 111th pitch. And Espinosa with another big swing. And now the Nats will get a head start with two already very fast base runners on a payoff delivery.
3-1 split from Ubaldo. Just staying away from the fastball. And he was on that split. That was up.
Runners going 3-2. Espinosa in the air left field. Wigginton after it near the line. Foul ball, inning over. The Nats have stranded 4 base runners tonight and trail 2-1 into the ninth. Ball on Masson, brought to you by your local Ford dealer and by Mitsubishi Electric Cooling and Heating. To find a Mitsubishi dealer near you, visit MitsubishiComfort.com. Saturday evening in our nation's capital. Beautiful night, very tight, well played, intense ball game here. Rockies about hit the Nats 6-5, leading 2-1.
Stars are out.
As they are down at Fitzner Stadium. Woodbridge, Virginia, home of the Carolina League champions, the Potomac Nationals. PotomacNationals.com, 703-590-2311. Todd Coffey takes over for the Nats. 38th game. Nearly 2-to-1 strikeout to walk numbers. And the league is hitting .244 against him. Wigginton has hit 3 ground balls to the left side of the infield. Make it 4. Zimmerman on the run. Nobody makes that play like he does. Next up, Ian Stewart.
And check out the play by Ryan Zimmerman. Ready on the balls of his feet. A little slow roller action, underhand flip, right on the money. Perfect throw, good play.
Houston Street is already warming in the Colorado bullpen for the bottom of the 9th. The Nats will have 3, 4, and 5 up. Ian Stewart has walked twice tonight and flied to right. Coffey with a good high fastball in the zone. Street saved number 25 last night. Pretty remarkable when you consider the Rockies have only won 42 ball games. He has saved 59% of their wins. Drew Storen has saved 49% of the Nationals' wins. Let's see what the Rockies are in one-run games this year. They're 13 and 15, 9 and 10 on the road, so they play a lot of close ball games away from Coors Field.
It's a good 0-2 pitch. Come up and in. Make the hitter feel the fastball. You can repeat in there. You can go away.
This one hitting well out to right center, but Jason Worth is under it. 2 outs. Chris Arnett, the catcher. He's had the pleasure of working with Ubaldo Jimenez all night. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And Todd Coffey with that good slider bending away from the right-handed batter. One way to give your team a measure of momentum even when they're behind, get them off the field quickly in the top of the 9th inning with the heart of your batting order coming up. Jason Giambi in the pitcher spot if it continues. That'll be over the Nats dugout, out of play to the right side. By the way, in the division tonight, Florida's winning again, trying to win their 4th in a row. 6-1 late against Houston, and right now the Marlins are only 3.5 games back of the Nationals. Mets play later. Actually, they're underway in San Francisco, trailing the Giants 2-1 early. Braves today in extra innings beat the Phillies. And here sit the Nats, 11 games back of Philadelphia in another one-run game. Todd Coffey trying to close out this inning without facing Jason Giambi, but he's gone 3-2. Threw him a strike on a fastball, and Iannetta stays with it, out of play. Nice crowd tonight, 29,441. A figure that includes, how about this, 568 of our best friends. 568 dogs.
I thought it was funny when they were all barking during the national anthem.
That'll be easy for Bernardino. Good inning for Todd Coffey. Here we go. Zimmerman, Nix, and then Morse. It won't be easy street for the Nats.
Ninth inning update. Not a lot of hitting tonight, and only 3 total runs in the ball game. It's a 2-1 lead for the Rockies, and the Nats got a shot. Pretty big sticks coming up in this 9th inning.
It's what you want. 4, 5, 6. Neither your order. The guys with power against a power pitcher. I thought something might be wrong with him. His first 5 pitches, he threw the ball. Jimenez threw the ball 91 miles an hour. Never got above that. And then all of a sudden he busted one in there at 95, and he's up to 98. So he's the same pitcher he's always been, a guy that's always capable of no hitting the ball club. He's just been very, very tough with this club tonight. Just 4 hits, and now you're facing the order that's seen him 3 times. So, hey, this is where you want to be.
Well, let's go back up to Bob at FP. This is where they want to be, and see if the Nats can pull this out in the bottom of the 9th or send it into extra inning. Guys?
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Ray, to shore up their defense. Rockies bring in Carlos Gonzalez. He'll play center field. That'll move Ryan Spilborghs over to left, replacing Ty Wigginton. So their pitcher is hitting 5th. Gonzalez hitting 9th, and here's Houston Street looking for number 26.
And fastball slider change from Houston Street. He throws a slider 25% of the time. Fastball go 90, slider 82, change up the same 82. So you're talking to the Rockies people, he gets the job done, but it's usually one of those Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure saves where you got runners all over the place, guys tracking down balls in the outfield.
He gave up a leadoff hit last night to Michael Morse, then he got the strikeout throwout double play. Tonight he faces Ryan Zimmerman to start things off here in the 9th. Zimmerman 5 for 14 career against Street with a couple of RBIs. Ryan's 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch, bottom 9. Fastball up, and he was trying to tie it straightaway center field. That's fastball is right down the middle. 0-2. Power of Nix. And then Michael Morris remaining here in the ninth. On a slide piece, Ryan Zimmerman holds up.
Yeah, this is one of those one-run saves where Houston Street's really going to have to earn it. He faced some good hitters right there. He finally pulls the string on the slider after 2 fastballs, and Ryan Zimmerman able to hold up.
Zimmerman bounces it left side, deep short. Tulowitzki stumbles. Zimmerman beats it out. Tulowitzki took a glance back at the infield dirt like a pitcher with his landing area.
Boy, he tried to stick his right foot in the ground and slipped out from underneath him. I thought he might have the arm strength to make up for that little slip. But Ryan Zimmerman was hustling out of the box, smelling a hit. You see him get the high hop right there. It was actually his left foot that came out from underneath him. And that sometimes happens when you have the plastic cleats instead of the steel cleats. Steel cleats dig in, plastic cleats sometimes slip on top of the turf. Good hustle by Ryan Zimmerman. Nats in business. Game on.
Lance Nix is 1 for 3. Base hit to left last time. Third baseman Stewart playing for the bunt. Nix showing no signs of squaring.
And Troy Tulowitzki does have the plastic cleats on. And that might have something to do with his right quad strain, because it's easier on your legs when you have plastic cleats, but you saw the slippage. Steel cleats dig in, plastic cleats stay on top of the dirt.
Nix gets jammed, and now prays this thing gets out of play, and it will. Quickly the count 0-2.
And look how deep the Rockies outfield is playing. Playing no doubles defense right now. Anything through the infield, even the left field, you got a chance to go first to third.
Nix on 0-2, and he gets high enough with the bat to foul it back.
And Street going all fastballs to Nix. Fastball's in, fastball away, fastball up. He'll throw the change in these situations.
Nix strikes out on a hard one in the dirt. Don't know if that was a breaking ball or other straight change, but Lance Nix couldn't get it. Looked like he spun him a breaking pitch.
Just his hard slider in the dirt, so after 3 fastballs, Lance Nix thought he's seeing another fastball. It's in the dirt and he can't hold up.
Now it's Michael Morris, 1 for 3 tonight. A lot of work left here for Houston Street. He's got some kind of slider going right now.
Well, that's his pitch. That's his out pitch. That's his bread and butter. And it's going to be on the outer half of the plate. He's definitely not going to give you anything to pull in this situation.
That's upstairs, and the count's even 1-1.
Well, you got to have confidence that your pitcher is going to elevate that fastball higher than high. Because if for some reason you leave that out over the plate and don't get it high enough, the game's over.
One and one to Morse, right off the end of his bat. Nationals this year in one-run games, 18-17, 12-9 here at home. And a 1-2 to Michael Morse. Left center. Ryan Zimmerman's going to third base. The tying run, 90 feet away.
That's what I was talking about. The no doubles defense that Jim Tracy and the Rockies are employing right here allows you to go first to third on anything that gets hit through the infield. Great at bat by Michael Morse. Look how deep the defense is. So if the defense is playing straight up right there, Ryan Zimmerman cannot get to third base. You have to play deeper than deep. You don't want the runner to be able to score from first base. But when you play no doubles, I've seen that happen a million times. Runners on first base can just cruise into third. And now it's up to Jason Worth to have his signature moment as a National.
By the way, Michael Morse 2-for-2 career against Houston Street now. And here's Worth 0-for-2 with a walk.
This is what they've done all season long. Fight to the last out, die hard.
And if Worth would happen to drop in a hit somewhere, the winning run would make it to third base most probably. They're not quite as deep as they were for Morse. Jason Worth takes one in there. Worth against Houston Street career 1 out of 2. Target in. Worth takes it, ball 1. Tying run third base, winning run first base, 1 out. Breaking ball, Jason can't get it.
And just a slider that started on the outer half of the plate, broke down and away, and Worth had no chance.
That's in the dirt. Iannetta keeps it in front of him. No chance for either runner to advance. Worth might be a game-ending double play. This game's over. The Rockies win it 2-1 as they turn their National League leading 96th double play of the year.
Well,
fourth drive of the game.
We're hoping to make that our fourth drive of the game, but you can't do that, so we'll go back to the fourth inning and give it to Todd Helton. Got a pitch up from Jason Marquis. In a one-run baseball game, that proved to be the difference. That's your fourth drive of the game.
Nationals couldn't get a fly ball. They strand 5 runners, and now it's a 3-game losing streak with 1 more to go.